All right. Look here, folks. Trump 2020, that's how we're going to start this off because I firmly believe in that. Look here. You got to understand this, folks. Bernie Sanders is a socialist. Okay? He honeymooned in what used to be the United Soviet Socialist Republic, the USSR, which was communist Russia. All right? So this dude is not good for the country, And I know he's ahead in the Democratic primaries right now, but let me explain something to you. He's as far left as you can go. Him, Pelosi, all of them, they're all far left as you can go. And let me explain something about this. The far left and the far right, there's no difference between them. They're the exact same. They both want control over you. And that's not what government is supposed to be about. They're supposed to represent you as a citizen. That's what it's for. And let me clarify this as well. Donald Trump is not just doing good things for just the Republicans. He's doing good things for Democrats as well, because as a president, he represents both constituencies, both of them. It's not just, okay, well, we elected a Republican president, now he'll do nothing for the Democrats. That's not true. It's for every American citizen. And he's doing great things, folks. And he will be reelected in 2020. There's no doubt about that. Unless, you really want to feel the burn. Because you will get burned. Believe that. Now, we got a lot of good folks coming up for re-election. If you're around the San Mateo area, Bridget Mahoney, she'd be the one to vote for there for the assembly. We need to get a lot of good people up in Sacramento, up in Washington, and representing San Francisco, San Mateo County as well, which is, Daly City, South City, things like that. And we need to really start turning this around. Look, living in California out here, folks, let me explain something to you. We got massive homelessness. It's a sickening thing. They got nasty maps of people where people crap on the streets and they're not prosecuted for a decent exposure or whatever because they're afraid they're going to offend the homeless population. Look here, folks. It's not being discriminatory. It's being nasty when you crap on the streets. They're throwing drug needles out on the streets. And one of the main economies here in San Francisco itself is tourism. What tourists want to come to an area where they got to step over crap, homeless, and drug needles? Think about that. So we're losing money. We're losing mass amounts of money. And you get people in there like London Breed who promise the world on doing something for the for the homeless to get them help and get them off the streets, and does nothing. A navigation center is going to be put up. They all said that, all the people that sit there and said, look, I want help. I want to help the homeless people. I want to help the homeless people, but not in my neighborhood. I don't want them in my neighborhood though. You know what I mean? Come on, folks. You can't have you can't have your cake and eat it too, folks. You can't do it. So look, we need to do something. So, I got a very simple program. It's a very simple plan. And the plan is like this right here. What they do is they open up a navigation center. They bring in these homeless people, right? And they're the ones who want to get clean. They want to get their lives going again, like the homeless veterans and people like that, who are down and out. And they put them in these navigation centers, and what they do is after 30 days, they got to be clean and sober. They'll give them a urine analysis, and then they put them to work on the streets, paying them $15 an hour, because that's our minimum wage in San Francisco, paying $15 an hour to clean up the streets. And then maybe they can talk to some of the homeless people they knew and get them doing the same program. Then after 6 months of working, they can put some of the money away. Then they can start looking for housing. And maybe the government gives them a subsidy for 6 months. The San Francisco city government. Give them a subsidy, a Section 8, until they can get on Section 8 or whatever, and get them into housing. And then the next group comes in, and, it's just a continued process. And pretty soon these folks, number one, with a job, is going to start feeling a little more worth, like they have a little more worth. Because a lot of them out here, when they sink down to the bottom like that, they feel like they're not worth anything, but they are. And they have a lot to contribute to our society. So what they should do is give these folks a chance to reintegrate into society. Don't just hand them, GA or general assistance, because then they didn't work for it. They didn't earn it. So they feel like, well, might as well just stay out here on the streets. I ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? I get money. I get food stamps. Why should I do anything else? Have them work for it. Have them start feeling worth. And then they can mentor to the other homeless out here on the streets. And have these other homeless sit there and say, hey, man, these folks are doing good. You know what I mean? Maybe I should start changing my life too. Hey, that's just the thing I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's Tony Doles. You know, I'm just getting tired of hearing all this stuff about these socialists, and all they want to do is keep you under their thumb, you know, keep you impoverished so they can become more wealthy. And that's sad, folks. That's sad. This is America, man. This is the land of opportunity. We can all come up and prosper, you know, unless you go ahead and let the government take it away from you. But a great man once said, look here, this is what a great man once said. It is your duty when the government tries to overthrow the citizens to stand up, fight, and overthrow the government. You understand? And what they're saying is not, hey, take guns, go down there and, you know, take over the White House. That's not what it means. What it means is you have the power. You, as a citizen, have the power to get them out of that government. Put in your government, the government that works for you as a citizen. Think about that, folks. Anyway, Tony Doles sitting here at work because you know what? That's what I do. I got a freaking job. I pay my freaking bills. And I'd like to see every American citizen do the same thing. And, you know, I'd like to see everybody living happily, but it's not going to happen. You know, everybody's going to be fighting against something. That's the government's way. Keep them divided and conquered. Old Roman trick. Divide and conquer society, and the government can take it over. So, look here. All I'm saying just right here. You know, when it comes down to the time for the Republican vote, or to vote Republican, please do it. Because Democrats have ruined California. Ruined it. So go ahead, get them Republicans in there, and you know what's going to happen? It's going to start changing, folks. You're going to start seeing change, and that's what we need, change. So Tony Doles told you. If you're watching this, you like what you're seeing, hit like and subscribe. You know, I could always use a lot more subscribers. If you got comments, make them, folks. But if they're ridiculous comments, I'm just going to delete them. I'm going to let you know that right now. So, y'all have a great day. Tony Doles. I got to go to work. Have a good day.